Moving on to our first speaker for the day. He has over 24 years of retail and financial services experience. He also happens to be the head of value-added services and financial services and mobile at South Africa's second largest grocer. That would be Pick n Pay, and the man I'm speaking about is none other than Deven Moodley. Please, sir, please give him a big round of applause.
Thank you, Oki. It's okay, you can hear me? Is it loud enough? Thank you very much for that introduction. It's a real pleasure to be here today. And how do you get a fish out of water? Well, get a retailer at a Bitcoin conference. I must tell you, it's quite an exciting opportunity for us to be present, to share the Pick n Pay story, specifically around adopting Bitcoin. Now, what you'll see on my right-hand side is a poster. If you want to see that in reality, visit the waterfront Pick n Pay, because we are the first and proud early adopters of accepting Bitcoin as a legal tender in our stores. And we're proud to put that up. Thank you. But you know, I think before I get into a little bit of content around who we are, what we do, and why we've done it, I think it's important to recognize the people that saw the opportunity, and importantly, what the future could be like if ordinary citizens could adopt Bitcoin and use it as tender. And that goes out to Moneybadger, who started it as Crypto Convert, so Carl and his team, and of course Herman and Bitcoin Ikasi for saying, hey, there's a big opportunity as well. So for all of you who have considered, how do we get retailers on board? We are forever indebted to that. So it's early days, but for sure, the future is quite bright. So who are we? I look after a business unit as the executive in charge of value-added services. Now, it sounds like a lot. It covers 3 key areas in Pick n Pay. Today, we own 27% of the formal retail market, and that's across everybody when it comes to financial services, which is essentially banking services, so cash withdrawals and deposits, lending and insurance, our value-added services, which covers utility payments and sports betting, and etc. You can get your bus tickets inside of Pick n Pay, and cellular mobile, which across the telcos outside of airtime and data, it also includes the handsets that we sell. So it's quite a significant component of our business. We might be known to many as a grocery retailer with a pretty cool clothing brand, but value-added services and digital products is something which has a significant dent on our bottom line. So it's a growing component. It's been around for the last 14 years, so it didn't just start just now. And believe it or not, Pick n Pay has always been known as the front runners when it comes to innovation, and specifically around payments. We were the first retailer to introduce debit cards, and now it's just a normal thing in our stores. We were the first ones to introduce deposits at till. So stores are becoming the new retail banks, so to speak, or ATMs. And that's been quite exciting. As you would have seen, more ATMs reduce in size and bankers choosing retail to conduct more of their business services. And that's why today 20% of all our point-of-sale transactions are related to banking. And it might sound, wow, what can you actually do? Well, you can do everything from deposit money, withdraw your cash at incredibly competitive rates, remit money, so cross-border, both locally and internationally. And we also have other things like insurance payments, etc., that you can be done at our point of sale. It's a growing component. We're working incredibly close with banks. South Africa, as you know, 86% of South Africans economically active have a bank account anyway. And we've been instrumental in assisting a neobank, which I'm sure is one of the newest unicorns in the market, Time Bank, bring more low-cost banking to the market. So over the last 8-9 years, Time Bank has amassed, out of its 10 million customers, over 6 million have come from Pick n Pay stores. So introduction to low-cost banking is something that we've always been part of. Another key element, and I think sort of like resonates is the amount of digital products and services we do. So 10% of our transactions are also related to airtime and data. Yes, as much as many of us have moved towards telcos and in-apps and banking apps, a fair chunk still happens inside a store. And I think what we've been trying to do is ensure lightning speed of transactions. So all our transactions from a financial services perspective occur in under 3 seconds. That's how fast. You might see a long queue, people pulling out a bill to pay, but it's super quick at our point of sale. We remit over 200,000 transactions a month, and that's across most corridors, which of course our neighboring ones being the largest one. But this has been very exciting for us to be able to service a lot of these consumers who want to move money. So the likes of Mama Money, Hello Paisa, etc., all run through our stores, and we accommodate for that customer. Pick n Pay has been known as the champion for consumers. From Raymond Ackerman's early days right through to where we find ourselves today, that value system hasn't changed. Today, 12% of all social grants get paid through our stores. And this is the SASSA, elderly, disabled, and child grants, along with the social relief distress grants, SRDs. Consumers come to our stores to collect these grants, and it's something that we hold quite dear. We keep that super low cost, but 12% run through our shops. We see some of the future of the way in which consumers are adopting Bitcoin as perhaps tapping into that sort of ecosystem into the future. Now, mobile wallets is nothing new to anybody sitting here, but for us, it's something that we've been, again, adopting quite well. From the likes of VodaPay and MTN Momo, for them to be able to do cash in and cash out through their wallets, soon hopefully for payments, but also wallets like Tipped, where in the social ecosystem, tippies are getting paid, and they can also top up and cash out in our stores. I'm not sure if you've heard of Tipped and how much that's really starting to make a dent in the low-income earners, car guards, etc., where cash is almost disappearing. They're now entering digital payments, and we're providing a safe environment. Because when you tip car guards, etc., in cash, it costs them a lot of money to go and bank or use that money. So we're offering that. Over time, we've introduced a number of payment mechanisms, again through digital payments, whether it's Mama Money, MobiCred, Standard Bank's Easy Scan, etc. I think there have been a few catalysts that have helped us along this digital journey. In 2020, with the COVID-19 pandemic, there was an absolute apprehension against using a point of sale or PID to enter your PIN codes. We forget about that today. And of course, it saw the birth of a lot of NFC, Tap to Pay, Apple Pay, Samsung Pay. But we also introduced QR codes for payments with Masterpass and Standard Bank. And that has been a gateway for digital payments. Because now, on a very simplistic way, you can scan a QR using your mobile wallet, and it runs through our rails in the most seamless way possible. I think that has been one of the initial use cases for us to introduce crypto. And when it started, of course, you had to open a separate app, but now you can use pretty much any digital wallet to scan at our point of sale. It runs incredibly fast. That's the number I suppose many of you are interested in. So how big is digital payments in Pick n Pay? What does it actually mean for you? Being an early adopter, of course, we believe in the future. We see the growth in this category astronomical over the next 3 to 5 years. A little over 18 months ago, this was about 0.5% of our turnover. Today it's 3%. Yes, it's small in the grand scheme of a retail turnover number, but the trajectory is fantastic. It's something that we believe will grow between 5 and 10% very quickly. Later on, I'll share what our ambition is around digital payments itself. So crypto, many of you would have seen some of the articles that have done the rounds, but to put it into context, it's R1 million worth of crypto transactions that are happening on a monthly basis, and this is fairly consistent over the last 6 to 8 months. It is growing. Last year, we doubled in volume. So the trajectory, the ramp up is certainly there. And I'd like to believe that everybody sitting here has tried their hand at shopping in Pick n Pay using their sats. I now want to just share one of your community members, Anita's video, where I think it just simplifies what it means to shop in Pick n Pay using Bitcoin. Thank you very much, Anita, for that. Okay, so it's super simple. I think anybody that wants to use it, we've made it very easy. As I've mentioned, in our stores, we are now actively promoting across Pick n Pay the ability to use it, and we have advertised the various sort of exchanges that you can use. We can't put all of them up on a poster, but I think we get a clear message out. We've done extensive training with our cashiers so they understand how to direct a customer. That could be a big component from an education perspective. But for Pick n Pay to try and lead digital payments is something that we are incredibly focused on. Working with the networks, again, very, very easy. Various wallets can just quite easily work through Moneybadger. They've set up quite an easy shop to incorporate many other wallets through their systems. We see it as a complete ZAR transaction. It's incredible real time. So it's something that we are advocating and we're trying to push even more of. My opening slide around wallets, you would have seen there's a lot of incentives that some of the exchanges are using to create more meaningfulness for anybody that wants to use crypto inside of Pick n Pay. So whether it's cashback or some sort of other reward mechanism, I think that's quite cool, and it's something that we support extensively. Lastly, our vision on payments. We have an ambitious plan where we will move to a cashless society by 2030. Today, cash represents 70% of the volume of transactions in our stores. It's large, but it is on a downward trajectory. We anticipate to get that to 10% by 2030. If all indications, we might exceed that target and happen sooner, because there are a few other things happening in the market that could help us, which is, of course, PayShap and Request to Pay. So PayShap, as you know, a huge opportunity to move low-cost transactions for individuals. For a retailer, it significantly reduces the cost. And that's very important for us because then we move that into our pricing architecture and make food more affordable because the price of inflation is quite extensive. And the last element is our focus on digital payments. I'm proud to say Pick n Pay has the widest array of digital payments. Everything from buy now, pay later to virtual credit, crypto, of course, and all type of mobile wallets, we accept it. We've introduced laybys, and we will continue to grow digital payments in Pick n Pay. It's something that we will certainly see more of, and we will definitely advertise it a lot more in our shops and through our social media channels. But our vision on payments is one of a leadership role, and we would really want our fellow retailers to also partake, to accept cryptocurrencies and other types of payments, because then we become truly financially included. That's it from me. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you to the organizing committee to ask Pick n Pay to be part of this. I'll stick around if there are questions along the break, etc. You're welcome to come and chat to me. Thank you very much.